the Reconstructionist Radio Podcast Network presents Worldview Media Podcast, where Gordon and Joyce Runyon view popular media through the lens of the biblical five-point covenant model to help believers appreciate and apply principles of exciting narrative and engaging storytelling.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
I am not a stranger to the dark.
You're still just the tailor's boy.
Hide away.
Better luck with your next job.
Those people will never accept us.
This isn't the life I promised you. Not even close.
But I have everything I want.
Girls, I think I've had an idea.
Look out, 'cause here I come.
I'm putting together a show.
It's a place where people can see things they've never seen before. Okay.
I'm not scared.
Who's that?
And what is your act?
I don't have an act.
Everyone's got an act.
People aren't going to like it if you put us on stage.
Oh, I'm counting on it.
I believe those are the words of a scoundrel.
A showman. Whistling just a showman.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. Come one, come all to the Worldview Media Podcast.
Oh. What's your tickets?
Tickets are so expensive.
Oh, I can't go then.
You're limiting your
I can't go
clientele.
either.
Y'all got lots of money.
No.
All right, this is the Worldview Media Podcast. We are smack dab in the middle of dominionizing in many awesome ways. And here we are to talk about the movie The Greatest Showman. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's what it's called.
That's what it's called.
And with me, I am your host, Gordon Runyon. And with me is Joyce Runyon
Hello.
and Jordan Runyon.
Hello.
And sitting way over there, because she doesn't think she'll say anything, is Reagan Runyon.
Hello.
Hello.
And so here we are.
We
We're
are
talking
missing
about-
a Runyon.
What's that?
We are missing a Runyon, in case people
Yeah,
are
it's
thinking.
not quite the full Worldview Media team. But somebody's got to do productive work around here.
Yeah.
So Carmen is
See,
gone.
Jordan agrees with that wholeheartedly.
Somebody has to do it. It can't be everyone all the time.
It can't be you anytime.
I have stuff I gotta do other things. I have my own
You
stuff to do.
You have a calling.
So here we are. We're talking about Wolverine deciding to make a circus.
Yeah.
Like a circus.
It's Hugh Jackman,
Yep.
and he is playing the part of P.T. Barnum
Right.
of Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey circus fame. And it's a musical.
Right.
We just played part of the trailer leading into this episode, and
Which one was it?
it's the one that in 2 minutes it contains like all the spoken vocabulary in the entire movie. So the truth of the matter is that Hugh Jackman is actually a decent singer.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He's done this before,
He's
hasn't
done
he?
this before.
Yeah, Les Mis. I remember that.
And he did a lot of theater work when he was a younger man. He was in like Beauty and the Beast and
Before
those kind
Wolverine fame?
Yeah, before Wolverine, he was doing a lot of musical theater and that kind of thing.
So he's going back to his roots?
Yeah, kind of. It's his sort of. It's his
Blaming on
first
his
love,
country
maybe.
roots? Don't tell his wife.
Okay, so in this movie, we have the story of P.T. Barnum. Supposedly, it's based on a true story, and how
It's
he...
loosely based.
Is it?
It's pretty loose.
Yeah, it's pretty loose.
Like they have the names probably right.
You don't think he sang his way to
To-
circus fame?
You might have,
Well,
actually.
All right, so we see him deciding that he's going to create this showcase special phenomena, winds up turning into P.T. Barnum's circus. Really kind of a freak show sort of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of how they make it look like it started out.
Mm-hmm.
With like Dog-Faced Boy,
Yeah.
Siamese twins, stuff
Super
like
tall
that.
dude,
Really
bearded
fat
woman,
guy.
Yeah. The bearded lady.
Right.
Tom Thumb,
Tom Thumb, yeah.
the little guy.
Little guy.
All right, so let's go around and just say how you felt about this movie. How did it strike you? Anybody want to go first?
Well, I like watched it wanting to like it and for it to be good and stuff, and it was fine. But I don't know. By the time it was over, I was not. I don't know. It didn't feel like super satisfying to me one way or the other. I don't know.
What did you think was missing?
I don't know, maybe just something with the... I don't know if the story was really well told or if they were... I don't know. I thought the music was all kind of fine and there were a few that were pretty catchy and... I don't know. I had hoped that it was going to be more than it was, because when it was coming out, people were treating it like this big, like, phenomenon that had...
Yeah, big deal.
Yeah, but I just don't know that it lived up to sort of everything that was going on around it when it came out and how big everybody was talking about it and stuff.
Yeah. I kind of felt some of the same things. Mom, what's your opinion?
You know, for a fun little movie, it's okay. It's not a bad thing. It is a musical, so there's songs, there's dancing, you know, there's a lot of acrobatic feats going on because it is the circus after all. And again, this is really a loosely based story on Barnum and what he did and what he was about. So you can't really take it as this is really what happened because it really wasn't what happened.
Yeah.
And so if you get rid of all that and you just watch it like it's not based on anything, it's probably better.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of like the story of P.T. Barnum and the animated movie Sing got together and had an ugly baby, and this was it.
And it was in the sideshow, is that what you're saying?
Basically, if you saw the movie Sing, you don't need to see this. Cause,
I don't know if I'd go that far.
Yes.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Because there's still some really good choreography in it. There's still some good singing. There's some surprising acting. I thought the young PT guy was really pretty good. I thought the kids that played their parts were really pretty good at what they did. Job. And it's a nice little story, but I really think it winds up just being a story. I don't know. I don't think that's really based on...
Yeah, I don't know how well it actually reflects anything that really happened in real life.
No, I didn't feel like it really held up to the promise that it seemed to set out for itself right at the beginning. Because right at the beginning we see kind of Barnum in the middle of a daydream kind of about what it was going to be like once he had his vision all come together, and he was promising a world of magic and color and amazement and stuff like that, and I just never felt like the movie really got there. I don't know. Even when it was showing the actual shows in full regalia and all like that. I just didn't feel like it was really that amazing. Or I don't know. Carmen and I both kind of felt like, well, this was interesting. Right after the movie was over and we were talking about it a little bit, I said that I thought the songs kind of all reminded me of the dopey songs that they write for American Idol finalists, because those songs are generally, they're kind of top 40 genre. They sound like they belong in the top 40, but none of them ever get there to the top 40. They're just kind of that genre, and all the songs are filled with these cliches about climbing mountains and stepping out of the shadows and nobody's gonna stop me now, and I'm chasing my dreams, and and those are totally what the songs are about. And I just felt like that's what this whole movie was one song like that after another. There were no songs that were horrible or anything, but with the exception of one, I thought they were all just kind of I guess passable. Sure. But I don't imagine that anybody will hear them on the radio or something.
No, probably not.
The exception... Oh, I was going to finish the story then. Carmen, after hearing that, then went online and started looking at reviews of the movie, and she found a review where some guy said exactly the same thing, that all the songs sounded like American Idol finalist songs.
Yeah. And actually, Carmen wasn't really liking this movie all that much
Carmen
herself.
likes every movie, and she didn't really like this very much.
Yeah, that was
It left her disappointed.
Yeah.
And she always finds something positive.
Yeah.
In a cinematic production.
Well, I thought there was one song that I thought was better, and I feel like I've heard it outside the movie, is the one that
probably on American Idol.
Well, it's the one that the opera singer sang.
Oh, yeah.
I like that one.
That was Reagan's favorite, too.
I thought that was clearly the best song.
Yeah.
Y'all felt the same way?
Yeah, I listened to it like 5 times today in a row.
You should know it now, right?
No, I actually don't even remember what it's called.
Oh. I was going to ask you to just break out in song.
I don't remember.
Showcase
she
it.
could, but who knows what it would be like.
It deserves to be showcased.
That song deserves to be showcased. I'm just kidding. I thought that... Well, I didn't watch the whole movie. And I didn't...
But you came in and
I didn't
captured your
plan
attention
on watching the movie.
and you sat
I'm not a
down.
huge fan of musicals, and I just didn't think I could get behind it. But I went into the kitchen for a glass of water, and something
there was
about
Hugh.
it. There was Hugh Jackman and Zac
You can
Efron,
say no to
and I
Hugh.
was like, I guess I can sit in for a little while.
And then you sat in
And then
until
I
the very
sat in,
end.
and I was kind of disappointed.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like it ought to build up to something more than it did.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I also think the pace of the movie, I don't know if this is just because I showed up late and wasn't in it from the beginning. It just went so fast. Like,
Yeah.
the relationships didn't have time to build. I was confused. I was like, wait, you just met the other day and now you're,
Desperately in love.
in love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that's
kind
true.
of, I don't know,
Well, I feel like...
choppy. Maybe.
I kind of feel like in a musical you're going to have to walk a fine line between how much exposition you do in the actual film and how much of your storytelling you try to do in the actual songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
I
this-
mean, you just said the songs really were all the same. pretty
Yeah,
much.
but I felt like the songs, that's where they tried to tell the whole story, was in the songs too.
Yeah.
Right.
And I didn't think that was a good choice, storytelling wise anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I wasn't thrilled with that aspect of it. I think Hugh Jackman did a good job. I don't think he has anything to be embarrassed about.
No. Yeah.
I thought he was good.
I felt like a lot of the actual performers did well in their roles.
Yeah.
But I don't know, this story as a whole just didn't come together for me.
Right.
And I feel like the sort of conflict with the people in the show that Barnum has, and like his actual like view of them in society, and like this whole thing, like that whole conflict that like gets sort of hinted at and poked with and stuff, it never really comes to anything, and then when you think that it should, they just all his acts just sort of are okay and fine with everything, and and ready to be encouraging to him, even though he's like really the worst.
Right. About the time the tension builds to something interesting, it's time for another song.
Yeah, and it's this happy song, like
very inspirational.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think the story had enough in it. It made me curious about P.T. Barnum, and if we saw like a documentary coming on, well, Life of P.T. Barnum or something, I'd probably be interested in seeing that. Or
I kind of feel like that happened too when I saw it the first time, because I didn't watch it with all of us when you saw it, because I'd seen it before. But when I had seen it before, I was watching it with some friends, and after it was over, we were all sitting on the couch, like, Googling stuff about P.T. Barnum and trying to, like, find stuff out. So I guess it really does do that. It has that effect on you where you're like, I need to sort of know what the heck the actual deal is.
Right.
So that's something, I guess. It is kind of, like, bringing this historical figure that maybe not a lot of people really think about or know that much about to this, into the public eye, maybe, so that you can start to find out some stuff, and that's kind of cool, I guess. But I don't know that it really actually represents that him as who he was in real life is the problem.
Yeah, sure.
And so glamorized, maybe.
Yeah, I think they whatever the opposite of, like, vilify would be, they, like, heroify him a little too much, maybe,
Yeah. Well, and then
So
it
you
just
say
goes
this-
back to how much of the story is really accurate and
how much is a
what's been
hagiography?
fabricated. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so is that about it? We're all kind of, if I'm gauging right what's being said, I think we all wanted it to be more than it was, and we're ready to go with it if it was more than it was. But
yeah.
I think we're all probably stuck at around C level letter grade. Or would you do more than that?
Yeah, I'd say that's
Probably like a C. I mean, it's fun. If you're just wanting to watch something and have something on, like, it's kind of fun. Catchy songs, good performances.
I mean, there's some good things about the movie, but it's not really. And then again, like I was saying, you really don't know. You can't see it as anything other than the name, because I don't think anything other than the name is probably accurate for the movie that P.T. Barnum did something like that.
Right.
So.
Okay. Well, all right then. Let's go ahead and take our break, and when we come back, we'll do our worldview discussion on this movie and maybe play a game.
Ooh.
The Reconstructionist Radio Podcast Network brings to you a complete lineup of podcasts where you will hear practical and tactical theology. Our desire is not simply that you consume our shows, but that you also live out your faith in every area of life. We can talk all day long about these things, but if we fail to put them into practice, then we fail as ambassadors of Jesus Christ, our King. Subscribe now to your favorite Reconstructionist Radio Podcast Network shows, or you can subscribe to the Reconstructionist Radio Master Feed, where all of the content we produce, including the audiobooks and audio articles, will pop up as soon as they are available. And don't forget to visit ReconstructionistRadio.com to volunteer as a narrator or to partner with this ministry financially. May the Holy Spirit stir you into action for Christ and His kingdom.
Don't listen to them. They don't understand yet. But they will. So tell me, do you want to go?
where it's covered in all the colored lights, where the runaways are running the night. Impossible comes true, it's taking over you.
Does it bother you that everything you're selling is fake?
Did these smiles seem fake?
We have more protesters every day.
I'm trying to tricks!
You're risking everything you've built.
Well, how do you think I built it?
The world was ashamed of us.
It's everything you ever need.
But you put us in the spotlight. You gave us a real family.
Have you no shame? Father, the world is changing.
It's everything you ever need. And it's here right in front of you. Just where you wanna be.
No one ever made a difference by being like everyone else.
And we're back on Worldview Media Podcast. We're talking about the Hugh Jackman movie, The Greatest Showman. And in the spirit of this movie, we're going to play a game.
Oh boy.
Where I'm going to ask a question and then you go around and we'll all answer the question.
Okay. Here we go.
If you were hired by P.T. Barnum as an act in his circus, what would that act be? And if you can't think of one for yourself, then think of one for someone else here.
What?
But you have to be nice. This could either be a fun game or it could destroy the family. So.
Oh, good. Just like Monopoly.
Just like Solar Quest.
Solar Quest.
All right. So.
Start us off then. You first. It's your game.
All right. I feel like.
Yes. This could be revealing.
Oh, no.
I feel like I could be a magician.
Okay.
Because
you were Gordon the Great. Golden.
When I was a little kid, like grade school, I did the thing like get magic sets and read magic books and try to put on magic shows and stuff like that. So I think if I had to come up with something, I'd probably do that.
Okay. What about you, Reagan?
Trapeze?
No, I passed my prime.
10 years back.
Maybe if there was maybe I could be kind of behind the scenes and do the animal stuff, take care of the animals.
That's not an act.
Train them to do their act.
Oh, well, maybe you could go
I
out
could be the
and...
Animal trainer.
Animal trainer?
Oh, really?
What animals?
You
The
could train
freaking
one of the
lions.
cats to always meow for food when people are in there making a sandwich.
That wasn't me.
She smiles.
I think that
don't know how
was.
that happened.
I would be the lion.
Lion trainer?
The lion trainer.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think
Wow.
so. That's what I have to say. Try again.
That's what I'm wondering.
All right, anybody else have anything?
I think you could be a clown.
No. I
Yeah.
already am.
Uh-oh.
Like your
I want
spaghetti
to
legs,
be-
that one that goes like this.
That's not.
They can't see
an
that,
act.
Mom.
That's all right. She can see me.
I already made my peace with lion trainer.
You made your peace.
Yeah.
That's right. There's your piece.
All right, lion trainer. What about you, Jordan?
I don't know. I don't have any skills. Like nunchuck skills.
We got
Bow
no
hunting
mad
skills.
Bow hunting skills.
You did archery.
Yeah, but I don't have skills in archery. I'm not mad skilled.
Well, you'd have to become mad skilled.
And I haven't done that in a while, so I don't know how.
Well, Reagan's never trained a lion.
Well, she's
Actually, it would
also
be cool.
she's also crazy though.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What do you think, Mom?
Well, instead of the person that has a little dog show, I'd have the little cat show.
Where they make a tower with themselves and stuff. That'd be hard to do, to train them all to do that.
It'd be,
Yeah, I don't even know how you would.
it'd be walking on a leash and coming when I whistle and sitting up for treats.
Maybe you could be the really tall guy, Jordan.
You could be the really
No,
tall
you-
guy?
Oh, yeah,
stilts.
get you on some stilts.
Oh.
That'd be good.
Okay.
That would be hilarious.
I don't know. Well, it would be
That
weird.
deserves to be showcased.
Oh boy. Maybe.
All right. Enough frivolity. Now let's go to the very serious aspect.
Okay.
What are we seeing in terms of themes? And how is this movie preaching to us? What is it preaching? Any ideas?
Well, I thought there was stuff going on with using your imagination and having a dream and what happens when you don't follow those things and what happens when you follow it to the exclusion of everything else. And
I think a pretty obvious one was the like you're perfect the way you are kind of thing.
that whole self-acceptance thing.
Yeah. This is me kind of thing.
Yeah.
that's one of the songs,
Yeah,
isn't it?
exactly. That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't know song lyrics.
Don't shave that beard, girl. You're perfect.
Like, couldn't she just shave? Wouldn't that fix her whole deal and she'd be, like, accepted by society?
I don't know.
Like, she's the one who let it grow out like that and, like, keeps it all brushed and shiny. Like,
Well,
Maybe
she's
she
well
likes it.
coiffed.
she can't like it because she always gets embarrassed when people, like, notice it and see it and wants to, like, hide from people. So, like, what's her deal?
Maybe they didn't have razors back then.
Yeah, they probably
But you
just
see
had
guys
straight
going
waves.
around without any beards. It was possible
Well,
for her to have done something.
I
If
don't
she
know.
really wanted to, which she obviously didn't.
And then there was the guy that the only reason he was in there is because he had a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, like at some point he could have just been like, maybe that's enough.
Maybe I'm done.
But then he didn't. And then, like, now here he is, and he's like, well, I guess I should be in this freak show because I
got carried away.
Because I
one
got a
night.
little carried away over the years.
Carried away.
Lost a bet.
Like, I don't know.
All right. Well, there is something to that. The world takes it too far. I mean, there's a healthy sense of self-worth in having been created in the image of God, and that's a real thing. You shouldn't despise yourself for cosmetic reasons and all that. And the
Right.
Bible does say you're supposed to count others better than yourself, and generally the issue with people is not that they don't love themselves enough, it's because they love themselves way too much. And it's hard to find somebody that really doesn't love himself or herself, because if they don't, they wind up destroying themselves. And so there's just not a lot of them around, you know. But yeah, that was a message in there. I tell you what, I thought right at the beginning there was a good thing going where P.T. Barnum he hasn't married his wife yet, but he's singing the song about the vision that he has for creating this new world and all that.
Yeah.
And he was singing it to her, and they're twirling around, and he's trying to get her to see what he sees, and she finally buys into it. And for me, I thought that was a kind of a neat illustration of a family taking dominion. You know, the man has a vision, he's going to go out and do it, he's inviting the woman to come with him, and she gets excited about the vision, and she's ready to go and be his partner, and then right away they're having kids and expanding the family and the vision. To me, it was a kind of a neat picture of taking dominion, and they were ready to take all the risks and absorb all the losses that go along with, well, you know, just trying to plow things in to the ground and see what happens.
Yeah.
And they did incur some losses along the way, but they were a neat little family unit, the two of them and their daughters, and they were making the best of it and dealing with wins and losses together.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a really neat picture. And then, on the other hand, there came a time when maybe the trouble was that P.T. Barnum, it's not that he lost sight of his vision, it's just that he began to demand that his vision take shape here and now. And he began to sacrifice like long-term stuff for the sake of, I want to make everything happen now. And specifically, one of those things he was sacrificing was his own relationship with his wife, and what was going on with his kids. He was kind of missing them growing up and stuff like that.
Right.
And a biblical vision of dominion is multi-generational. And so his kids were on board too with his vision for creating this new world, which is kind of dominion talk,
Right.
And I just feel like his major mistake at the end of the movie is because he lost that multi-generational sense of what it means to take dominion.
Mm.
So I thought all that was good stuff.
It's pretty good.
Good worldview stuff.
There you go.
Anything else? Maybe harder to find worldview content in mostly secular inspirational songs.
Yeah. Maybe so.
But there is something to that. The language that when you find a popular song that's quote-unquote inspirational, what is it? It's generally, don't let the suckers keep you down, don't let the bad guys squash your dreams, you do what you want to do, you press forward with what you want to get done, and that's called inspirational. And of course, we admire people that work hard and overcome obstacles and manage never to quit. That's all good stuff, but a lot of these inspirational songs, it's this kind of Walt Disney sort of follow your heart drivel.
Yeah.
The Bible says the fool acts on everything that's in his heart. And that's what like every Disney song is about. Every secular inspirational song is about just doing what you think you need to do. Kind of funny that that's what our culture calls inspiration. Yeah, I'm going to go out there and be my own God. Yeehaw!
Well, but there is dominion stuff in there that, we're each gifted in different ways, and that, he's following his dream and wanting to put that into reality. And that's really what we've all been called to do, is to use those things in unique ways and present them to the world and make an impact, even though, it's the light shining in the darkness and everybody likes the light. It's still doing all these things, and you see him doing that with his dream and marketing that and bringing it, and even changing how it looks so that it's, he's bringing more people in. He had an idea just to do everything waxed, to do everything stuffed, and even his kids are like, you need something real.
Yeah.
So.
And then I thought the critic had a good line there. I think it might be in the trailer that we just played, where the critic said, "Does it bother you that nothing you're selling here is real?"
Mm.
The ironic thing is that guy's a theater critic, and all he does is go and watch plays.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was funny, because every play he's watching, there's, it's not real.
Yeah.
It's
right,
all
they're just
fictional
actors.
stories.
Yeah.
And so for him to freak out because, well, this is all fake. Well, duh. That's what you're doing every night, is going
Just
to watch
like
fake stuff. Right.
So, And I think you see in there too the relationship with his wife and their commitment to each other and their family. And even when he messed up at the end, she was still willing to say, you're still...
And he didn't mess up as bad as he could have, which I kind of appreciated. You could see him...
That it could have gone...
You could see it coming from a while away. And,
yeah. Yeah, that's true.
All right. Anything else about this?
Well, I think part of his fall was, when she was telling him, not everybody has to love you. And I think his focus changed somewhere with his dream to being more about his status. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people. We want to be liked in our communities, and sometimes you have to take a stand and do things that maybe might not be so well liked, and so those are hard things. Got to speak up in class and say, just a minute, I don't think so, I don't agree with that. Nobody ever wants to be that person.
It's interesting you would say that. It makes me think a little bit, because at the first of the movie he was kind of the opinion, I don't think he ever said it, but I think it's a P.T. Barnum thing, or who said this. Who came up with the idea that there's no such thing as bad publicity?
Well, he did say that.
Was that him?
I don't know if that was him.
I don't know if he
Historically,
came up with that.
I don't know if that's him or not. But at the first part of the movie, he's fully on board with that idea.
Yeah.
Where they say, they're going to hate you putting all these freaks on the stage. He's like, that's what I'm counting on,
He's like, but they'll talk about it, though.
Yeah.
And then people will want to see.
But then there does come a shift where he then begins to kind of covet the praise of a certain segment of society.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're saying, and that really does kind of make everything go downhill.
Yeah.
Where he's courting
where he's starting to care more about what
other
people are thinking instead of just doing his thing. And
right.
You can't let other men persuade you to do things that you need not be doing.
All right.
The fear of that.
Yeah, the
can't
fear
say
of man
anything
brings
because,
a snare.
Because what if they look at me like, what's wrong with you?
Right. All right, y'all. Are we done?
I guess we're done. All right, then. Bye.
Whoa.
Wow.
She's gone.
Very abrupt. All right. But we should go. So.
Oh, well.
Here we go.
All right.
We're leaving. We'll see y'all next time. Until we're back together, go out there and dominionize. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Worldview Media Podcast. Please visit reconstructionistradio.com to check out the other podcasts in our network and to download our free audiobooks.